Hi, my name is Maryann. I did a video regarding the altercation between Congresswoman Marcia Fudge and I got some comment which I felt I probably left some stuff out. I didn't elaborate it enough because some people are saying, it's wrong of Maryann to just blast the Congresswoman that way. And it wasn't quite that way. So I'm going to give you guys blow to blow, step to step, what happened before the altercation happened. I arrived at the event before she did. I sat at the very first row. I went to the back, I got a drink with a young lady, and we came back, we sat down. Actually, we were discussing Aisha laws. She was explaining some stuff to me, and I was really engaged in the conversation. And then the Congresswoman walked in, and then she nudged me. She was like, "Oh, look who's here." And then that also caught me by surprise. I had no idea she was going to be at the event. And then she had a seat. There was a Queen Mother who sat next to her, and there was really no interaction. I mean, the Queen Mother was just sitting there because she was part of the panel, and the Congresswoman sat right next to her. So, people were interacting, mingling, just, socializing before the event started. It was like 10 minutes before the event started. So, I got up on my seat, and you guys will see it on video. I got up out of my seat, I approached the Congresswoman, and I addressed her this way. I said, "Hello, my name is Maryann. I would like to have a talk with you if you have some time after the event." She responded back to me. She said, "Sure, I don't have a problem. What is it that you want to talk to me about?" I said, "I would like to talk to you regarding the death of Aisha Frazier." And she paused for a minute. She said, "I have no problem. I'll be more than happy to talk to you." Now, mind you, I asked her to talk to her, and she was willing to have a conversation with me. Now, when the program started, everybody took their seat on the panel. The Congresswoman was the very first person to take the stage to speak. When she was done talking, she sat down. The person who was moderating the program got up to introduce the second speaker. And I noticed the Congresswoman getting up, retrieving her bag and her coat. Now, mind you, when she came at the event, she had no security detail. People at that event, we all checked their coat at a coat checking place. She didn't check her coat. She had a very big black bag with her, and I noticed she retrieved her coat from the back of the chair in her bag, and she's exiting the stage. There were a group of judges sitting towards the left and a group of judges sitting towards the right. As she exited, she greeted one judge. She leaned over, gave her a kiss, and the kiss was reciprocated back to her. I got up when I saw her walking. There's a room full of people. Some people have footage, because they're like taping the program, have footage of her and I exiting the room. So while I'm behind her, I leaned in, I said, "Congresswoman, did you remember you agreed to have a conversation with me?" She turned her head, "I'll talk to you in the lobby." Not at any time, I'm breaking this down to show you guys, not at any time was this woman under any duress or felt threatened by me in any way. When we exit that big round room, we arrive in a little rectangle section. Within that section, there are four other individuals. The Congresswoman and I. There were two young ladies at the desk. They had white shirt, black pants. That's the desk where you had to sign in. There's an African-American young man who was standing at the door, and there was a lady who just happened to be standing there. I don't know what her purpose was, if she was waiting for someone or not. She has a long black coat on, but as the Congresswoman, and I engage into conversation. Some people are busybody. She was really into our conversation. So I started the conversation like that. I said, "Congresswoman, if you explain to me, perhaps I can understand." My question, I said, I really have two questions for you, but my very first question is, why why did you feel so compelled? These are my exact words. Why did you feel so compelled that you had to write a letter for the abuser? And did you have any empathy for the victim? Like, why did you feel such urge where you even had to put your credential on the line on paper, to vouch for this gentleman's character? And then she responded to me. She's like, well, I'll tell you this. She lifted her index finger. I remember vividly. She lifted her index finger. She said, I'll tell you this. Aisha told me to write that letter. And then I kind of paused back. I said, Aisha told you to write that letter? I said, I'm sorry, I don't believe that. And then she responded to me, word for word. Then she responded to me. She said, listen, you asked me if you can talk to me. I am giving you my time. If you ask me a question, I give you an answer. Do not tell me it's a lie. If this is how this conversation is going to go, I don't need to continue this conversation with you. I fell back, and she's right. I said, you're absolutely right. I said, well, I have a second question for you. That'll be the last question. She said, yes, what is it? I said, from the deceased mouth, she told me that you and her husband were best friends. Her response back to me, she said, Lance is one of my dearest friends. Watch her word. Lance is one of my dearest friends. And I responded back to her. I said, okay, would you have considered Aisha a friend as well? She's like, that's his wife. Why shouldn't I consider her as a friend? So that response to me made it clear that she was friend with the couple. So I proceed. I said, okay, so as a friend, what did you do to intervene due to the domestic abuse that was happening in the home? Now listen to me, family. I'm talking to you guys. Listen to me, family. I'm talking to the black community. Listen to me. So I asked her, what did she do to intervene as a friend due to the abuse that was happening in the home? She responded back to me, what abuse? That incident that happened on Van Aken was an isolated incident. I said, Congresswoman, are you kidding me? You mean to tell me you think that was her first time being beaten by Lance? And she goes, that's correct. I said, where did you get that from? And she responded, Lance told me that was the only incident. And I said, do you believe that? He's sitting somewhere where he may not see daylight again. Do you still believe that? And her responded to me, and why shouldn't I? That was the only incident. Now, I was so shocked because she looked as sincere when she's telling me that. So I'm saying to myself, and I told her, this is why I responded. I said, if I go to anyone in our community, and when I say our community, she knows what community I'm talking about. I told her, if I go to anyone in our community and I tell them this, they're going to look at me like I'm crazy. They're going to say, there's no way that woman told you that. I said, so you know what I'm going to do, Congresswoman? I'm going to get this on audio. This is where the phone came in, family. This is where the phone came in. So I grabbed the phone. I'm not tech savvy, so I'm setting it up so I could record. While I'm doing that, I'm playing the phone. She's like, don't you record me or take my picture. So while she's saying that, I responded back to her. I said, hey, the truth is the truth. Whatever you said now, you should be able to say it on audio. And then she started walking. The minute she walked, and I'm walking with her, mind you, the minute she started walking, I called her bluff. I knew this woman's lying. There's no way in her heart she believed that was the first time that woman got beaten. And then I leaned in. I said, you know what? We're going to unseat you. You are evil. This is where the video started that all you guys saw on Cleveland.com. This is the video that I handed to her in court. Okay? I told her, you're evil. We're going to unseat you. I don't know if I said, we're going to unseat you first and then you're evil, but we'll play the video for you guys. We're going to unseat you. You're evil. For you, as a black woman, to write that letter, at what point did you have empathy for her? At what point did you think about her? At what point? Don't push me. You break my phone, it won't be cute. You guys. And then this woman became so agitated with me. She kind of looked at me, and then I'm saying, at what point did you have any empathy for the victim? So I'm like, my parents are Caribbean. So a Caribbean mother, when they're questioning their children, they have a tendency to go, So I'm asking her, I'm waiting for a response. So she's looking at me. She's an alpha female. I'm an alpha female. So I'm sort of waiting for a response. I tell you, family, I didn't see it coming. I didn't even anticipate it. And this woman, with her left hand, big slap the phone out of my hand. Now, at this time, I became discombobulated. I'm shocked because I can't believe she just did that. And then that lady in the video, you could tell that lady, when she stopped, she told me, don't say anything. Don't say anything. In the hood, when somebody says something, don't say anything. Those are fighting words. She was the aggressor. And that woman, in the video, you could tell I was on the left, the congresswoman was in the middle, the lady was on the right. When that lady slightly came in front of her, which you could see on the video, that lady was gently tugging her by the arm to keep it moving. And she said, don't say nothing, don't say nothing. You could hear the congresswoman on the audio saying that. Okay, in that tape, in court, she told the judge, I was saying to her, don't say, she even uttered what was on the video. Okay? So when she slapped the phone on her hand, you can tell the look on that woman's face was like she couldn't even believe that just happened. So at that moment, they both are walking. So I'm walking now. I became slightly they're both ahead. I'm slightly next to her. We're all walking at this time. The phone is longer in my hand, but my voice escalated. I am human. She physically attacked me. So I lashed out. I said, you know what? You are a murderer. Aisha Frazier blood is on your hand. Okay, you don't know who I am too. All of y'all putting on a high pedestal. You're a murderer. Aisha Frazier blood is on your hand. Yes, my voice was elevated, but mind you, family, my voice didn't get elevated till she became aggressive with me. I am human. Any one of you, somebody strike you, you're going to have some kind of reaction, period. Now, when they both went right across, I know I no longer have my phone. I know she's a sitting official. I'm not invading her space. I'm standing here. I had at least 20 arm length between the congresswoman and I. 20 arm length. In the video, you can see a young lady. She has a white shirt, black pants, and she had a little red bracelet on. She handed me my phone, and after she handed my phone, she came right towards my right. And throughout throughout when I'm talking, I could gently feel her arm, like towards my elbow. I guess it formed to like calm down, or let's go back in. She wasn't saying anything, but I could feel her touching my elbow. Okay, now. While I'm talking, I said, you're a murderer. You are a murderer. She is over there. And then you have, I guess my voice had elevated. Then you had some of the workers. All these people you see in the video, these were people that were working there. They had black pants, white shirt. They were the waiters. So they're coming towards me. And then there's a gentleman in a suit who's also approaching me. And then there's a lady, one of the waiters, she's like, all right, you said what you had to say. You're disturbing that. I said, no, I'm outside. I'm not disturbing anything. We're in the lobby. The event is whatever. No one inside that event knew what was happening within that lobby area. So the detective approached me. He identified himself. And it's clearly on the video. He identified himself, his name, and what police department he was affiliated with. And he's like, what is going on? You can hear him. I am Detective so-and-so. I am with the Bedford Heights Police Department. What is going on?
All right. Y'all have a blessed day.
Listen, I'm Detective Daniels from Mississippi.
Okay, you can get there. She killed my friend. She may not have been there physically. She killed her. Murderer.
This is not
Hold
the
on.
police. This
I
is
know
not
it's not,
the
but that's
police.
why the judge invited me. I didn't adjust your time. I adjusted out here.
Just listen. This is not the place.
She's a murderer. And then all of us as black people, when it's time for vote, we vote her out of office. We do not put a vote for her. That's injustice right there. Okay? They put this man in jail, and she writes a letter. She used her power. She was a black woman like you. Huh? Where was your empathy? She didn't care. She wrote that letter. She asked the judge for 4 months. The judge said, no, I can't give 4 months. I'll make it 9 months. She's a murderer. You understand? A murderer. She may not physically been there, but she participated. She's enabled it. Okay? Now, what upset me, I just want y'all to understand, I didn't just go to, because in the court she said she has the right to go somewhere where she's not being verbally abused. I didn't verbally abuse her. It wasn't like that. She's agreed. If when I approached her, she said, no, I don't want to have a conversation with you, that would have been the end of that. And let me tell you, if that woman was as armed with security, like she said in that courtroom, there's no way I would have been giving her so much discomfort where she had to slap the phone out of my hand. Security had it me stepped aside a long time ago. She came in that event alone. She left in that event alone. And you know what? That congresswoman cannot enter a second court with that lie. There was a room full of people, and there's a room full of people, and everybody, that function was still in progress. Everybody saw her and I live together. Okay? Everybody saw her and I leave that room together. The geography of that room were like middle class individual, upper middle class individual, and you had a real sprinkle of bourgeois. Bourgeois are these people that are, how would I say that, they're inherit wealth, like, you know, generation wealth. That's the way to put it. Just a sprinkle of them. There was a few of them in their room. Okay, so that was the geography of that room. And can I tell you something? She didn't stay at that function. When she came there was no love. She was the highest, I'm being truthful, she was the highest ranking official in that room. When she arrived, no one was flocking to her. After I spoke to her, the mayor of Bedford was standing on the stage, and I'm going to show y'all the video, and you guys will see the video for yourself. The mayor of Bedford is standing on the stage. He was polite. He didn't come while I was talking to her. When I walked away, he came in, he greeted her, and he had to. He's being politically correct. After he greeted her, he went by his business. No one was flocking to her. And then you're going to see a pan view of the video. You're going to see people mingling, people socializing. No one flocked to her. That queen mother who sat next to her, that woman really was not engaged in any conversation with that congresswoman. When we both were exiting that room, she was kind of waving, smiling. You know what them black folks were doing? They nod her. Nobody's like, wait, they nod her. I'm not lying. There's people that have this on video. They nod her. You understand? Because, you know, everybody in that room, they're like, you know, we not, they don't have the guts to have the mouth to say it publicly, but behind closed doors, they're saying it behind her back. Me, I'm the type of person, what I say in your face, it's the same thing I can see behind your back. Okay? So, we're in that lobby. Back to, I'm sorry, not to, sidetrack. We're in that lobby. So in the report, so this would upset me, and I'm gonna read this to you guys. I put my glasses because the light is a bit dim here. So in the report it says, at approximately 1500 hours on January 12, 2019, Detective Daniel was attending the public swearing in ceremony of Cuyahoga County Court of Common Pleas Judge Deborah Turner. Congresswoman Marcia Fudge finished her speech, exit the room, followed by a member of her party, lies, and headed towards the main lobby, headed towards the main lobby, exit of the party center. A moment later, I heard yelling coming from the lobby and went to see what the commotion was. Upon entering the lobby, I could see a female, later identified as Maryann Lawrence, screaming at the Congresswoman Marcia, yelling, calling her a murderer, and attempting to push past male, female that surrounded the Congresswoman. Live. I immediately placed myself between Miss Lawrence and the Congresswoman, identifying myself as a police officer from the Bedford Heights. Lies. And began talking to Mrs. Lawrence. Mrs. Lawrence continued to yell at the Congresswoman. Lies. At that time, I'm no longer engaged with the Congresswoman. I'm talking to him. Mrs. Lawrence continued to yell at Congresswoman and attempt several times to walk around me. Lies. I would not allow her around me, and I continued to talk to her as the Congresswoman was escorted from the building. Lies. She walked out of the building alone. No one escorted her out of the building. Mrs. Lawrence abandoned her attempt following the Congresswoman. Lie. I had no intention following that woman. And began expressing her views to the people watching this unfold within the lobby. She expressed that Congresswoman Marcia Fudge was responsible for the former Judge Lance Mason's killing his wife due to the Congresswoman writing a letter on behalf of former Judge Mason. I was eventually able to calm this lawyer down. Lie. That man did not calm me down. I was already calm by the time I engaged in conversation with him. She stopped yelling lies and went back inside the ceremony. There were no further outbursts from her from the remaining program. The witnesses observed Mrs. Lorien. This is from her security detail. The witnesses observed Mrs. Lorien action during the Congresswoman's speech. They had no witnesses. I have frankly no idea what they're talking about. And during the incident in the lobby. Lies again. Congresswoman Marcia Fudge security detail wished this incident documented due to the fact that Miss Lorien has been showing up at several events attempted by the Congresswoman. Lies again. The very first time that I met that woman was that day at the event. I have never met her in my life. And in the courtroom, I told the judge, I said, she is here. Please question her. I have never met her in my life. At the event, that was the first time I saw her. As a judge, she didn't even take the initiative to question her and say, is what she's saying true? If not, can you tell me the times that you ran into Mrs. Lorien? That wasn't even addressed in the courtroom. What I want you guys to know, family, she exposed something to us. She exposed that the system is crooked. I was able to walk in a courtroom with two black women, one is a judge, one is a congresswoman, and this corruption, these lies and deceit was able to happen. You, as a community, should be outraged. Now, if me, who had a little means to get an attorney, which she didn't even allow to come up there, you understand? They bamboozled me. They had their little trial going. What happened to that poor black man that come inside the courtroom? And I'm going to break it down one more with you, that judge. This woman, throughout the process, and some of you were able to see it, she was rude and disrespectful to me.
Listen to me. Listen to me.
Respectful to me. There is no reason for someone to come in your courtroom for you to be rude and disrespectful. Now, if you all remember, Lance Mason was brought in court. This man butchered this woman. Judge, I can't see. Okay, and this man got off the bench to come down to accommodate him. That was a courtesy. He didn't have to do it. It was a courtesy. And do you remember what the white community, they were outraged. How dare he leave his seat to accommodate him? They were outraged about that. Outraged about that. And she's out here screaming. She was the controlling force in that room. There was no need for her to be getting irate, raising her voice like she's uncivilized. Not at one time was I screaming at that judge. Not at one time was I screaming at that congresswoman. I was passionate, but there was no screaming going on. Because you know why? They weren't going to cuff me in that courtroom. No, my mother didn't raise no fool. You understand? And let me tell you, when I walked in her courtroom before that hearing started, she was like, sit down. Just like that. Sit down. You know what I told her? I said, Your Honor, you can have me removed. You can have me arrested. You hand me that judgment you're about to give. I will not sit down. I will not be put in a submissive position in your courtroom. Yes, ma'am. We were in that courtroom for 2 hours. I stood that entire time. That is a fact. Now, she's older than I am, and I understand that. She sat down maybe twice or 3 times. She left the post, she sat down, and she came back. She's older. That's understood. But I would not be put in no submissive position. Let me tell you, one thing, it varies from people to people, but always hold your self-respect. Always. You're not going to degrade me. I will not allow you because I know who I am. I will not allow it. Okay? Now, when we got into the courtroom, she had a case before us, and there was 2 other people. So the congresswoman, we were in the middle. This man stood in front of this woman. And then the man said, Your Honor, I'm in the room. There's people in the room. What I'm telling you is not a fib. Your Honor, please don't judge me on paper. I'm trying really hard. I'm getting my life together. I have a 4-month-old child. I've held a job for a year and a half. I'm living with my girlfriend. I was just at the wrong place at the wrong time. And then his attorney interfered. Your Honor, please, we have proof. It's by association. He had absolutely nothing to do with it. I'm asking for leniency, Your Honor. Please, don't give him that harsh sentence. So this man's pleading on this thing. And you know what this woman did? Can you read? I swear to God. Can you read? Because you sure look like you can't read to me. And this man in humiliation put his head down. Yes, Your Honor, I can read. Good. You got 3 months to give me that GED because you ain't got no high school diploma. 3 months you don't have that GED. I'm putting that sentence on you. That's disrespectful. Disrespectful. There's a lot of ways she could have termed that, phrased that. You don't have to degrade any human being that come in front of you. I don't care what they did. If they could give Lance Mason respect in the courtroom, you could give anybody else who come in your courtroom respect.
Couldn't see the judge handling his case a few feet away.
I can't see you because I don't have glasses.
Do you have glasses normally?
Yes, I have bifocals.
Your Honor, we're attempting to resolve that issue with some family members and get the glasses delivered to the county jail. But he can't see that far.
So watch. The judge on the case walked over to Mason, gave him a good look.
See me now?
A little closer.
Judge Haas.
Good to see you.
Okay.
That's unacceptable. But you guys voted her and put her there. Now, what I want, every black young man who came in that room that was degraded, y'all need to come out and let the community know how she talked. And some of y'all, the leader or activist, take turn, sit up in that courtroom and watch how that woman treat individual, and then she's the after Marcia, y'all unseat her too. We are in a time, I repeat, and then another thing, let me not lose my train of thought. We are in a time where we need leaders that are going to be true to it. We need leaders that are going to stand there and represent the community. We need a leader. If you're not in the room, you know you have a friend. You know you have someone in that room that has your best interest at heart. Period. That's the kind of leader we need. That's the kind of leader we need. Okay, and I got a lot of comment. Well, she must be a Republican. They're paying her to tear Marcia Fudge down. Stop the rhetoric, family. Stop that rhetoric. When I walk in that courtroom, this woman brought my congressman up. I've never met my congressman, and I couldn't understand. We're coming to deal with the congresswoman saying I'm stalking her, and I'm telling you she hit me. That woman talked about everything but what needed to be talked in that courtroom. What is my Congress bringing this man up? I never met him. And then on social media it's popping, well, you know, she didn't deny this man is her representative. Whatever district you live in, that's who represents you. I didn't vote for him. I am a registered Democrat. I have never voted Republican in my life. So all that rhetoric, that's that fear tactic they sell into the community. Let me tell you, I'm going to break it down to you, okay? Her being the kind, and she's not doing anything illegal. When there's a certain group, I'm gonna break it down to you. There's a certain group that benefit financially because she is a congresswoman. These people would die hard to benefit that benefit, to protect that benefit that they're getting. You understand? She's not doing anything illegal. Her white counterpart does it as well. You know, for y'all to sit here and say, oh, I'm a Republican, well, let's stop. And when I said that phrase that I used, and I think maybe that phrase threw a lot of you off, but as African American, if I got to break down, make America great again to you, it's sad. What y'all need to do is go within your community, find your elder, find your pastor, you find that trustworthy person in that community that is the wise person in you, and you ask them, what does make America great again? And for them, I shouldn't have to break that down to you. If you're brown like me, that's something I don't have to break down to you. Not at all. Okay? Okay? You know, we put this woman, and she doesn't have the best interest of the community. And then I challenge her on something that rocked the community. Something that rocked the community. I hadn't even challenged her on any of her policies because I'm really not a politician. But in the courtroom, I asked you, 1.6 billion with a B that you claim you brought within the 11th district. Where is it? People have the right to ask you that. Where is it, Congresswoman? Where is it? Let's be fair. Let's be fair and let's be just. Huh? So I'm sitting at chicken and I'm putting it out there and I'm done after this. We're at Chicken Waffle Party of 5. So somebody pulled their cell phone. Oh yeah, look at this. Okay? So she's at a private function at someone's home. Oh, y'all, I'm gonna put on a pair of jeans and some tennis shoes and go jive talk with these people. Everybody bust out laughing. So we're at the table, and again, at the table, 4 of them, and I didn't laugh. I said, girl, hit me with that video. Text me that video. And she's like, yeah. So she at the table, she texted me that video. So after she texted me that video, I said, now what did you say? She's like, what you mean, what did I say? I said, when she made that comment, they all bust out laughing. Now, mind you, she's taking that video. She's not on the video, but she was there. I said, what did you say? She's like, Maryann, I didn't have to say nothing because I didn't say it. That's why these people don't be invited. Some of them don't be inviting you because you always got something to say if somebody says something. That's right. If it's out of order, I'm going to say something. That's me. Don't invite me. As a matter of fact, I don't want to be around you. What is so funny for her to say she's going to put a pair of jeans and a pair of tennis and go jive talk with these people? What does that mean? These are the people that voted you in. These are the people that send you to Washington. These are the people that made it possible for that little group, crony group that you have, that you empower financially. What does that mean? But I'm going to tell you guys, I'm going to keep it honest, I'm going to keep it real, 100. When she start her campaign, I'm putting that video out. You got it from me first. Now, our Caucasian brother and sister may not know where the video come from, but I'm letting you know right now, I'm putting it out. Now, I am a producer. I'll black out their face, but I'm going to make sure you're capable of identifying her in that video. That's unacceptable. What does that mean? I'm going to put a pair of jeans and a pair of tennis and go jive talk to these people. What does that mean? And so what I want you all to know, I was not the aggressor. I approached her politely and respectfully to have a conversation. She agrees to have a conversation with me. We were engaged into a conversation. She got mad because you're telling me that was the first time that woman got whipped. Now, any of you out here, family, I'm talking to family now, family, any of you out here, how many of you believe that was the first time that that woman got beat? How many of you believe that was an isolated incident? You gonna punch somebody 20 times? That's the first time? Stop it. Stop the rhetoric. Let's have the humanity in our heart and hold that woman accountable. Hold her accountable. Let's be fair. I'm not saying hate nobody. I'm a woman of faith. I'm not saying hate nobody. I'm asking for accountability. I'm asking us for being fair. Because you know what? She was a child of God. All of us, our life is valuable. We are all valuable. I'm just saying, just take her out of the equation. Pretend it was your mother. Pretend it's your sister. Pretend it's your cousin. Pretend it's your girlfriend. Pretend it's your grandmother. Any female that is in your life that is valuable to her, you put that female in Aisha's place, and then you come talk to me. Let's stop. Let's stop.